Hey, who'd you talk to? What's going on? It's me. It's Mike Lefree. King Mike L. This is legit fantasy football 4. One of my favorite dates to say, I got to be honest. 11/21/21. It's got to be a lucky day for us. Has to be a lucky day for us. Look, I'm going to be flat out with everybody that's watching this, that's listening, okay? We changed the YouTube stream to HTTP, those stupid little dots, the 2 slashes, youtube.com/C/legit podcast. That's it. YouTube.com. At the end, you just put a slash, the letter C, another slash, legit podcast. Bang. It takes you to all our shows, okay? Because we as a group have been hitting at least over 66%. Let that number roll around in your head. At least over 66%. You give us 3 games, we'll give you 2 winners. That makes you money. If you pay attention and you roll with us, we will make you money. Joining me as always, Brother Ray. Am I wrong?
No, we've been hitting it, especially the upsets. We've been all over the upsets. I know you particularly have been on a 3-4 week streak. Matt, M1 has killed it the last couple of weeks. Last week, he had an unbelievable week. Picked the 49ers when we all laughed at him. So, this is the place to get it. It's the place to get fantasy knowledge as well. Let's win some DFS, matches and, win some player props.
I mean, the thing is, what I'm getting to, I guess, is that we have a lot of people too, right, that come on, Ray, and ask us questions. You know this, right? We always have people coming on, asking us on Thursday, who should we start, right? All that good stuff. All we're asking in return is that you hit the like button after we give you the answer to fix your team. They can't even do that. Hit the like button and we'll do whatever you want. We'll answer any question you want, but you got to hit the like button. And if you subscribe, you're helping us like we help you. We already get a question up in the thing, I think. I don't know. Joining me now, Genius Kev. What's up, Kev?
Hey, what's up, King? I like that intro. A little bit, a little lo-fi, a little kind of cerebral beat. I like that. Good job to you and Junior on that one. I was going to say, in terms of the games this week, there's a lot I like, there's a lot I don't like. So I'm really interested in kind of collaborating a little bit more on some of the games that I haven't put bets down on because, like you said, we're all hitting pretty good, but there's some times where if one of us could convince the others, we'd probably all make a little bit more money. So there's a couple that I'm going to defer to you guys on.
Kev, 2 things. One, the song, right? He's got his own style of rap music nowadays. It's a different style of music. So I have to trap all that stuff. So I have to listen to what he wants to do. And I'm trying to not make it too old school. You know what I'm trying to say? I always want to go back to the boom, bat. And he's going to do all this other stuff. All right. Secondly, we should pull up the defenses that are worst against the pass, against the run, the rankings of them, teams on the road, teams against the spread. We need all this stuff up so that as we go through these games, if anything pops out that really bothers us, hey, this team is 30th against the pass, they're going to get destroyed. I think we need those a little bit more because we're so close. And a lot of the times, most of us will go the right way, but one of us or 2 of us might go the wrong way. And that sucks because we want to get this together. And when I think of the glue of the show, Kev, the glue that keeps this going, he's never left. Never. Master Thomas, Mr. Never Left. What's going on, Matt?
I'm just over here spewing like a volcano. Mr. Lava Man. I had a great week, up big. I'm all or nothing, and I'm either going to be a sad-faced clown after today or I'm going to be rich because that's all I do is I take the mountain and I try to push it into multiple mountains. But I've been working all week, so I'm here with the team. Worked yesterday too. I know I looked at the lines, I feel them, but I have not put in the work, and that's what I'm doing with the boys today. Is I'm going to ride. You can't just because you're feeling yourself. It's not a good thing to just go, I like this, I like this. I'm going to go with the others. I'm going to listen, put my ear to the other guys' mouths, you guys, and I'm going to run with the boys. But we got a week of football in front of us. I do want to start out. I think Kevin said last week if we ever fall flat on our face, we should have like this ceremony where the guy is apologetic. And right now, I think the King needs to speak up for taking the Jets on Thursday night, because he did take the Jets.
Well,
just
not
a different color.
the Jets, but basically I took the Jets. Yeah, I was. That's the NFL. That's exactly what I told you I would say. That's the NFL. Like, that's just it. That's how it goes. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like,
is it time to start talking? Because I was absolutely wrong. I was calling for Bill Belichick's head. I was saying, get somebody else in here. The league has passed him on. And boy, oh boy, am I a clown. Because he's back. And he's got this team.
Honestly,
I love this team.
I would not apologize at all this season. I'm over 70%, and I keep hitting prop bets that make no sense that I just come up with because I'm a spaz.
But was that an emotional pick? Was that an emotional pick? Were you upset that the Patriots are starting to muster up courage and fight?
I love the Patriots. I think they're one of the best teams in the league. Like, I'm a huge Mac Jones fan. Like, I really am. Like, that's my kind of quarterback. But my issue is, and I can't believe I just said that, but my issue was I thought that was going to be like a letdown, like more of a like play it close, keep it close, lose at the end. And for the Falcons' purpose, they could have scored a bunch of times. They just suck. They're one of those.
I think Matt Ryan's foot is really bummy. He couldn't get away from the blitz.
Which is my stupidity. That was a bad call on me.
Yeah, but the thing you got to look at with the Patriots is how often do they really have big letdown games? Almost, they really don't. They're not a team like that. They hit it week by week. No, but then the second thing, hold on. The second thing is that this was Bill Belichick's coming out party, and you guys overlooked that. This was Thursday Night Football, the only game in town. This was the game where the Patriots going to show we're for real. And like they put the entire league on notice. Everyone's talking about the Patriots now as a Super Bowl contender. Their power rankings, they're up in the top 5 now, which is probably maybe a little bit optimistic. But you think Belichick's going to blow that chance on like the Thursday night game after he smoked the Browns, and then like there's no way they're going to look ahead after that. They got the mini bye now because they played Thursday. All that time off, I'm sure you had those guys ready to rip doors off hinges to get out and spank.
He's the best road coach of all time. He's the best road coach of all time. Winning percentage.
Well, I guess my point was I didn't expect it to be that kind of a drubbing. Like, I was thinking of like a 10-7 or 10-3 or 10, just something closer, 10-6. I didn't expect them to drop it like that. Like I said, the Falcons suck. For as great as the Patriots are, the Falcons suck. Next game, first game of the day. Are we ready?
Oh yeah, we're ready. Always ready.
Detroit, the team that always screws us over somehow with these gigantic spreads, is traveling to Cleveland, who's another team that messes you up with big spreads. And Cleveland's favored by 13, Brother Ray, over under 42.5.
Yeah, I mean, this is the premiere of the Air Campbell offense, guys. So get ready. Dan Campbell is behind the wheel. That is going to be a high-octane offense. I don't even know who's starting. I know it's not Blau. It's the other guy, Charlie something.
Tim Boyle.
Oh, yeah, Boyle. Some tomato can off the street is getting the start. Forget about it. I don't care if it's 20. They're going to win by 20. This isn't even – like, they shouldn't even be on the board. They should take this game off the board. There's no way Detroit even comes close in this. I love Cleveland and happily give the points. It'll be an under.
Okay, but Kev, here's my question then. Is Detroit defense not good enough to keep this game? Because Dan Campbell's going to call like 900 running plays.
Yeah.
His goal is to grind this out and give Cleveland like 2 or 3 possessions. That's like his dream scenario. Like, he's going to run the ball all. If they don't come out 8 in the box to start the game, then I'm wrong. But they're going to run the ball so much. So if there's any kind of prop bets about how many handoffs they take or rushing plays to the pass play ratio, the Detroit Lions with Dan Campbell, a tight end from the Giants that I didn't even like. Was with the Cowboys for a long time too, right? He can't call plays, Kev.
No, I brought this up on the last show. He took the play calling duties from Anthony Lynn. He's never done it before. He's a tight end. You brought up the fact he's a tight end, but last week DeAndre Swift had 36 carries. That's all you need to know about Air Campbell. 36 carries. Only 5 came in overtime against the Steelers. So Swift had 31 carries in the debut of Air Campbell. Now he doesn't have a quarterback. He's got Tim Boyle. They've never had wide receivers. He himself froze out T.J. Hawkinson last week. So I don't see it. I don't see the offense being pretty. I also don't think Detroit's defense is going to be good enough to slow down Cleveland. I think Cleveland got spanked by New England last week, like 45-7. Unfortunately, Detroit's going to be like the kid in the younger grade who after you just took a beating, you're gonna go give a beating. So I bet Cleveland first half -6.5 already. 13 is a huge number, but if I had to bet the full game, I'd go Cleveland, and I'd probably go. What's the over under 42.5 now?
Yep.
I'd probably go over.
Matt.
I'm with Brother Ray. I think this is an easy one, and I like that first half 6.5, Kev. I think that Cleveland could even skunk them. They could blank them. I would go, if you want to talk about prop bets, let's see what Nick Chubb does against that horrific Detroit Lions run D. Give me the under in Cleveland.
So what is Vegas doing on this game then, guys? Are they making it not 14, making it 13 to make you think that like it's too high? Like what are they trying to do? Well, it was at 10. It was at 10 until they announced that Goff was out, and it went up 3. So I looked at it like this, right? I went with the over in the Thursday night game, and I was talking to a buddy of mine. I said, I don't know what to think of the over-under. I said, that 47 is kind of low. I said, do they just think that Atlanta's just not going to score? And I already knew the side, and I was telling myself, but I still went with the over. That's what Vegas, like you were just saying, King, does. They're like, take the over. No, I don't think that this line is wrong. I think they're trying to get people to maybe take the 13 points because 13 is a lot, but it's not a lot in this aspect. Like Kevin said, it's time you got to beat and you're going to give a beating. And this is a great team to give a beating too. Here's a crazy moment then. We all agree on Cleveland, right? All 4 of us will take the points -13. The only problem I have is the under-over. I think the under-over is so low that it's trying to trick everybody, because if Detroit scores 10 points, a whole game, it's going to go over. I think Cleveland's going to score 35. I think Cleveland might drop 35-41 because, like Kev said and Brother Ray said, and you said about Nick Chubb, Cleveland got beat. They're embarrassed. What's his face is getting talked about like, well, maybe is he the real quarterback for the future? Mayfield's like hearing that. He's going to come out and they're going to crush it. They're going to crush it past Odell. So I actually like the over with Cleveland. Second game, San Francisco's going to Jacksonville. San Francisco's favored by 6.5. Odd number again. Kev, you must want to tease this. Again, in Jacksonville, over-under is 45.5. Thing I noticed, Kev, before you start is Jacksonville's definitely been playing closer to the spread each and every week.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned on the I think the Thursday show. They're keeping it a little closer, and the real question here is going to be, the other thing with Jacksonville is their defense is actually getting a little better, and I've looked at some of the numbers, and I've kind of filtered it out to like the last 3 or 4 weeks instead of looking at the full season, so you can see how teams are playing now. And Jacksonville right now is a middle of the pack defense, slightly better than the middle of the pack, which is a big improvement from how they started. The problem is their offense is still terrible. And now you're getting those questions: is Trevor Lawrence an NFL quarterback? Is he an NFL quarterback? This season versus his career. Obviously you got to give him some time, but you're starting to hit those questions. The other thing is, it doesn't look like the team has totally quit on Urban Meyer. So I think that's why they're keeping it competitive. And the other side is San Francisco for real or not? They've had a couple of really good games. Garoppolo has looked better. Their rushing offense has really been solid. So the question is, can Jacksonville keep it within 6.5? That's a lot of points. I'm going to say no, though. I'm going to go San Francisco. I'm going to lay the 6.5, and I'm going to go with the over. Actually, hold on. Let me check the over on again.
45.5. 45.5.
Yeah, I'm going to go over and San Francisco.
So, Matt, you think Frisco's going to win by a touchdown?
Yes, absolutely. San Francisco is building, and they're starting to figure themselves out. They see the window of opportunity. Rams are down. Arizona is down. And when you give a little bit of glimmer of hope to a team that's been down all year, now they're off the mat and they're saying, let's go. The one thing, right, and it bothers me so much because you guys continue to take Shanahan out the Genius Club. But like I said to you guys before, he's been to the Super Bowl once as an offensive coordinator and once as a head coach. And I don't know if it was his first year or it was Jimmy's first year, but he can do it. And he's got the nucleus. And what he does is he plugs and plays. Like, it doesn't matter who's in there, they produce. You're going to see the same thing with Jeff Wilson Jr. today. Fresh legs. That Jags run defense is horrific. And Jimmy is playing really well. Debo is, they got Ayuk involved last week. He looked great, but he's also fresh because they haven't been utilizing him. But Debo is probably the best wide receiver in the league right now. I don't think the Jaguars have what it takes to keep up with them. Never mind, I don't know if they're going to be able to produce enough points against that defense.
Brother Ray, what do you think? Does this seem as easy as it does seem?
On its face, it kind of reminds me of that week when they played Buffalo, and you're looking at it and saying, how can I not take Buffalo in this? Like, Jacksonville is awful. So that gives me a little trepidation, but the one thing I'll say about San Francisco is their defense has really stepped up. And this is one of the first times all year where you've had Jimmy G, Kittle, Ayuk, and Debo all on the field at the same time. So now he's got all the pieces to his offense. Mitchell's is doubtful. He's probably not going to play. But we know the running attack is plug and play. Wilson will step in there, and I think he'll have a really good game today. I think he's a prop bet candidate or someone in DFS that you want to put in there. But right now, what's hurting the Jacksonville really is the quarterback. And I didn't think that was going to be the case. He has one of the lowest percentages in the league right now in Trevor Lawrence. So what I'm worried about, though, is does he wake up one of these weeks? Because I think if he wakes up and plays better, they're going to win a couple more games. But you have to go with under a touchdown. You have to take the 49ers against the Jaguars. I'm going to go with the over in this one, though, because I think Trevor Lawrence is going to put up a fight today.
All right, so this one makes me feel like they're trying to fool me again, and I know I'm starting to sound like paranoid, but it seems too easy. Frisco's that much better than Jacksonville right now. However, Kev, what is Jacksonville against the spread so far this year?
Give me a second here.
All right, because I feel like they're in it all the time, right? I don't think in it all the time. Spread-wise.
One thing I do want to comment while Kevin's looking that up, I think the Cleveland Brown, the game we just touched on, is a great defensive prop that DFS put them in on FanDuel or DraftKings. I think that they put up a lot of points for you in fantasy.
That's a good call. King, Jacksonville is 4-5 against the spread. Wow. Overall, 2-1 in their last 3.
All right, so Frisco, and I'm going to go with the under.
We agree on every pick so far. That is scary.
Yes, it is. Moving on to shuffling along. Ray, did you go over it yet? I let you go, right?
Yeah, I just went. Yep.
All right, shuffling off the Buffalo. Buffalo's favored by 7. Colts come into play. Over under 49. Matt, what do you think?
I'll tell you right now, Ray. I've heard a lot of sports analysts saying that Buffalo is just going to walk away with this one. I don't see it. Like, Buffalo has been tuning up a lot of teams. I don't think you can tune up the Colts. I think the Colts are scrappy. I think they have what it takes to match up well against the Bills. I love the Colts getting 7 against that Bills team. I don't think that they win the game. I think it's a great game, great AFC matchup, and I think the Colts are ready for it. So we'll see.
Kev?
Yeah, this is a tough one also because it's almost strength against strength. Like the Bills defense is phenomenal right now. Like it's statistics, analytics wise, they're phenomenal. They're number 1 against the run by far. Indianapolis has a very good run offense, so that's strength against strength. On the other side of the ball, the Bills rushing offense is by far the worst in the league right now, and it's mostly because they just don't give enough carries to the running backs. Allen ends up taking a lot of the carries. But the Colts defense is a little bit stronger, probably a little bit stronger against the rush than they are against the pass, but they're not bad against the pass either. So I think Indy can put up a fight here. 7 is a little bit high. I haven't bet this game. If you force me to do it right now, I'd probably go with Buffalo just because they're home. But I don't really have a strong lean on this one yet. But I would go Buffalo, which I also teased down to. I made them part of a teaser with Seattle, which I really like because that gets them down to a half point, and I like the under. So Buffalo and the under for me.
Kev, if you think this is going to be a close one and you're not sure about it, why not tease the Colts up to 13 or 13.5?
Because I usually don't tease up that big, just because the value on teasers is a lot. Is the big numbers on teasers are 7, 6, and 3 in terms of value. Now the second tier big numbers are 10, 13, 14. So that's why I would pick Buffalo to get it from 7 through 6 through 3. But your argument's not bad. It's just there's a little more value on 7, 6, and 3 versus 10, 13, 14. That's why I tease usually that way. But
Ray,
I want to comment right real quick. Sorry, King. I was hearing it today on the radio, and it was a good point. We haven't seen this Bills team feel the pressure and play underneath the pressure. They got some 2 big matchups coming up in the next 4 weeks with the Patriots. I do think there's a little looking forward, and also the pressure on. They were supposed to run away with this division. Here we go. Now we have the pressures on. Are they looking forward? Do they feel the pressure of the Patriots right behind them, breathing down their neck like Joe Biden? This is something that they're not used to. That Bills team might not. We've seen it time and time again. Are you ready to play? Because this is playoff atmosphere now. Are they ready to start being elite in a playoff setting?
So, Raymond, first things first. Did the numbers make you dizzy like they did to me?
Well, I mean, you know what? It comes down to what do you need to win on the road? Okay, what do you need to win on the road? You need a good running attack, and you need a good defense. And the Colts have both of those. They have one of the best running backs in football right now, probably the best receiving running back in football right now in Jonathan Taylor. And their defense has been playing lights out. And Buffalo really, I mean, they had a blowout last week, and they had their they get right week. But you know what? I like the Colts getting the points. I think the Colts are more battle tested right now than the Bills, and I think they will go into Buffalo. And I think at the very least it'll be close. Buffalo may win the game, but I think it's going to be like 3 points. So I will take the 7 points gladly, and I'm going to go with the over.
So, Kev, here's what I got to tell you. I'm going with them, and I want to tell you why I think you should change your view on this. I think the Colts are one of the best teams in the whole league. Like, I think right now they're clicking and they're playing like a much better team than Buffalo. I just do. And I think that even if they don't win, like Brother Ray just said, Buffalo beats them with a field goal. Like, that's how it's going to go down. I love Indy here, and I would go over.
Yeah, see, and that's why I said I didn't put money on this game yet, because I wanted to kind of hear some opinions, and I could be swayed, on this one. M1 brought up a very good point about Buffalo's good now. Has got people breathing down their necks, and Indy is kind of coming on hot. They can't lose either, so this is going to be a really good game. I could see Indy. Like I said, I haven't bet it yet, but I'll, if it's 3 of you are kind of locked up, I'll probably end up moving to the Indy side.
There we go. All right, Ray, your Dolphins are favored on the road by 3.5 points. Who are they playing, Ray? The worst team in the NFL, but a team that always plays tough against the Dolphins, the New York Jets. What are your thoughts on the game? 3.5, 40, 4.5 over under.
Yeah, what scares me is they're 3.5 favorites, which means they're actually 6.5 favorites. They never do well in the Meadowlands, ever. I think if you look at their historical record, it's a losing record. It doesn't matter what year, like when they play the Jets or the Giants.
Yeah, the Giants mess them up.
They just do not have good luck in that stadium. Having said that, the Jets are a really bad football team right now. And I think Flo obviously has a big advantage going against Sally's team. He's just again, like Dan Campbell, he's really overmatched. So 3.5 though is a lot, and that does give me pause. I would have been more comfortable if it was 3. But having said that, I have to go with the Dolphins right now. Their defense is the story. They've been playing lights out, and I think today, as far as prop bets in fantasy, I think Tua is going to have a really good game. He's going against a bad offense, and I think you're going to see what Tua can actually do on a football field, not only running the football, passing the football. I think Tua to Waddle today is going to be a really good combo.
Listen, I think that this is going over. My biggest pick on this is the over, because I think Flacco and Tua are going to put up points. You watch. They're going to put up points, the two of them, for different reasons. This could be Tua's coming out party. This could be him solidifying himself as a quarterback. If he has a balls out game and plays like he does, and if Flacco comes out and just starts firing touchdowns, it'll show he's still worth being the backup in the NFL. That might get him another year and $10 million? So me personally, I love the Dolphins in this game, and I love the over. What did you like though for spread, right?
It's 3.5. No, I'm taking the Dolphins, and I'm taking the over. I agree. I think it's going to be a shootout. Think the Richard Todd days. Think Ken O'Brien, Dan Marino.
Yep.
And Flacco can throw the deep ball.
Yes, he can.
That's the one thing that he can do. He may not be, he may be declining, but look out for a Mims. Look out for a Corey Davis today. Look out for Elijah Moore out of the slot.
Kev, before I go to you, I had a friend who actually saw Flacco play in college, and he said that when he was practicing and whenever he would throw the ball, it would make a sound that the other people didn't make, and everyone would just stare because he could throw it so far. Like, he had such a cannon in college. It was ridiculous. Who do you like in this game?
All right, so a couple things on this game. Number one, I'm surprised we haven't brought it up yet. Why is Joe Flacco starting? If you are the New York Jets, why are you starting Joe Flacco? What's your answer? Because Robert Saleh should be fired today for gross incompetence for making this decision, because number one, Flacco's as old as we are. Number two, you can't say he gives him the best chance to win, because in the idiocy he said was that's why we went out to get him, because for these situations. Well, what are these situations? Number one, and number two, if you wanted him, you could have signed him as a free agent before the season started instead of blowing a pick on him. So that doesn't make any sense. Number three, you're not growing any talent. Give Mike White another chance. If Mike White balls out, then at least you maybe can get some value for him somewhere down the line, and at least you know what he's made of. So starting Flacco benefits the Jets in no way, shape, or form, and it doesn't make any sense. Like that's number one. Number two, if Miami is going to blitz the crap out of Flacco, and the question is going to be, does he just follow instructions, get the ball out quick, or does he take sacks? Flacco's a veteran. He's been around for a while. He's probably going to get the ball out quick. He's not going to be like Lamar Jackson, who just got flummoxed and flustered and had a horrible game. He'll probably just keep dumping the ball off until Miami stops blitzing. All that said, if you were smart, you got this game at Miami -2.5. It's -3.5 now, unfortunately, but I'll still lean to Miami. Their defense is playing a lot better lately. They're a top 10, top 5 defense over the last 4 weeks, which is crazy to think of compared to the way they started. So I don't see the Jets doing much of anything. Miami offense hasn't been lights out, but the defense is just going to smother them. So I'll go Miami, and I will go the over, because I do think there'll be some scoring late.
Matt?
See, this is the line that scares me, right? And I'm going to echo what Brother Ray said. That hook scares the crap out of me. I'll take the Dolphins, but I feel like the Jets cover that hook. I think it ends up being on a 3. And like Kevin said, if you got them at 2.5, you're probably feeling pretty good about yourself. I think we touched on it in the last show. I think with what Mike White said, I should have been the first overall pick. That's locker room material. They put it up on the poster, and they go, "This kid thinks he's that good. Let's show him how shitty he really is." You in a day and age where these people are getting paid big money, and you really gotta find what you're playing for. You can't give the other opposite team anything. That's why you see Belichick constantly going, "They're the greatest. They're great. They're playing out of their mind. They're awesome." They fluff the other person like, "You're my best friend." Bang! So you can't tell people you're the greatest thing in the world, because they're gonna want to smack the taste out your mouth. People don't like that. So that's why Joe Flacco's playing. But I don't like that hook.
All right. So you're the only one going with the Jets.
No, I'm going with the Dolphins because I cannot ride with the Jets. But I feel like the Jets can make this a 3-point game. I'm riding with the Dolphins. I can't take the Jets.
All right. So Kev, here's a scenario that could play out. Matt gets pulled over. Cop asks for his license and registration. He starts talking. The guy says, "Well, were you born in this state?" Matt, whatever year. What's your age? And he starts to say his age. And the guy goes, "Have you been?" And Matt goes, Bill Belichick did the same thing down in New England with Brady. He kind of they argue, but then he let him go. And the guy would be like, "Oh, all right," because he brings everything he says to the Patriots.
There's a reason why they conduct business the way they do.
You don't even hear it anymore. You don't even hear it anymore.
I think I missed it that time.
That's my point.
Like every single and Brother Ray touched on it. Every single time you hear Belichick go, he's a diamond. He's a darling. That player does nothing. And I think it almost makes you feel like content with yourself. No, I'm never content. I want to go out there and prove. So once you give somebody something to make them go, I'm going to go out there and prove it. That's all you need. And in this league, all you do need is a little bit of motivation. And I think Mike White provided that motivation. But that's why I was touching on Bill Belichick. But if we had a little dinger in the bottom corner, I'll touch on the Patriots because I do think they do a lot of operations the right way.
All right. So we're moving on. We got to go a little faster with our picks. We've only made it through 4 games. But, Kev, on a side note, my idea for the skit with Matt would be I'd wear the bald cap. And no matter where I was, the library, the movie theater, I'd somehow bring my conversation to the Bill Belichick and the Patriots. You know what I mean? Like, what would you like for dinner, sir? Like, look, white fine wine. Brady drinks, and just bring everything hilarious. All right.
You want to know what's funny? Hold on. Before we roll on, I told you guys I went on a retreat a few weeks back with the wife, and they were going around. They were saying, "What's the greatest quality about your spouse?" I said, "My wife is a lot like Bill Belichick. She's never too high and never too low."
My point. All right. Kev, moving on. Carolina. The Washington inboxes take on the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers are favored by 3.5. Over-under is 43. Kev, who do you like?
I love Washington in this game. This is probably one of my locks. I can't believe the world is so excited about Cam Newton. Like, did everyone forget what he looked like last season for New England? Did everyone have just collective amnesia? Everyone was ragging on how bad he was. He couldn't push the ball, couldn't do this, couldn't do that. His first game in Carolina, he has 5 goal line plays. They score. He looks good, but he's going to play a whole game against his former coach. On top of that, the Washington offense has been really hot the last few weeks. They beat Tampa Bay. They put up a decent amount of points. I think their defense is actually getting a little better too. They're like middle of the pack defense the last 4 weeks. So all that said, I think Washington is going to be able to score some points against Carolina. I think Carolina is going to have trouble against Washington, and I'm doing Washington taking the points, and I'm doing you see the over under here.
It's 43.
Over.
All right. So Kev, before I get to Ray, I'm agreeing with you because I am the NFC East whisperer, and I'm telling you, Washington is going to get hot for a while here. The offense is starting to click. And even with Chase Young out, the defense is finally playing better. Yep. They're an ugly team to play. And Carolina is going to be an ugly team. This could be a mess. But when the points start scoring, it's going to be Washington scoring those points. It's outright upset to take the Redskins, the inboxes today. And I'm not sure about the 43, so I'll say over. Right?
Yeah, I think the under is probably the best play in this game today. The only thing I'm worried about is you still have Joe Brady. I think he's a really good play caller. He takes advantage of what his players do best, and I think we saw that with what he did with Cam last week. My question is Cam finally healthy for the first time in the last 2 years? Can he make the throws downfield? As much as we don't like Cam and criticize Cam, when Cam's healthy, he is a good deep ball passer. So now, having said that, I'm not sure that he's all the way back. So I have to take Washington. Their defense has been playing better. But I would not be surprised if he turned into the Cam Newton of his rookie season today and put egg all over our face. But I will take Washington, but I love the under.
Kev, douche factor is in effect for this game.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, and I'm not a Cam hater. I actually like Cam, and I liked him on New England last year. I'm just saying I don't think he's going to be able to run a full offense, and I don't think he's all the way back from injury. But the douche factor is in effect, and he could do it just to like stick it up Ron Rivera's backside.
So Matt, going to you, I think even the touchdown throw he had looked awful. It looked like a baseball he was throwing. So I don't think he's back. But what do you think?
I think that his shoulder is garbage, and I think that it's going to be time before we know if he can get full rotation out of that. I would go with Jeff Wilson, Connor. I don't like Cam. I think the Washington Redskins cover this spread. I think that Cam can't throw the ball. I watched him last year. It made me not want to even watch the Patriots. I don't want to put any emotional attachment to the pick, but what I saw was he can't deliver the ball. So
is it possible that we're 5 for 5 on the first 5 games?
The only pick that was different was Kevin took the Bills. We all went with the Colts. No, I think we're absolutely going to be wrong on a few of these picks, but we'll see.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think they're all right. I'm being 100%. I'm kind of confident. Baltimore's going to Chicago. Baltimore's favored by 4. No Lamar Jackson. I don't know if the spread has changed. Chicago's at home. The over-under is 43. Kev, I see an ugly game to watch. Just ugly in general. But can Baltimore win by 4?
Oh, it dropped all the way back. Is Lamar definitely out? I heard last I saw it was 50-50.
Inactive.
Well, maybe a little later I'll ask Brother Ray for a recommendation on a quarterback I can pick up in one of my other leagues because I had Lamar. Anyway, the thing about this game that's going to be is really going to probably determine the game because Baltimore's going to have problems moving the ball. I don't even know who's their backup quarterback.
Huntley, I think.
Who is it? Oh, Chase Huntley. Oh, the guy who used to be on Green Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Baltimore obviously has to have problems moving the ball, take a step back. But the question is going to be, what does Justin Fields do today? Now, Baltimore loves to blitz. Don Martingale, their defensive coordinator, loves bringing pressure. Fields has the worst rating in the NFL right now against pressure, and Nagy won't do things to help alleviate scenarios where they can constantly bring pressure. So it's going to come down to, can Chicago and Fields figure out how to handle the Baltimore blitz and score some points? Because if they can, they have a good chance at covering this game. If they can't, it's going to be 10-3 Baltimore, and it's going to be a really, really ugly, horrendous game. So all that said, I'm probably going to go – I hate to say this. I'm probably going to go with Chicago just because Jackson is out. So I'm going to go Chicago, and I'm going to go under.
Ray, what do you like in this?
I mean, I think a bunch of things are coming together to make the perfect storm for Chicago. They're coming off a bye week. Justin Fields is emerging. And in their bye week, they worked on ways to maximize Justin Fields because they haven't done that this year. They have not called plays to maximize this kid's talent. And that's a lot of the reasons why he's been sacked. They haven't max protected him.
Yep.
I think they're going to make those changes today and look for Cole Kmet. Guys, if Cole Kmet is available in any of your fantasy leagues, you need to work on him with both feet, okay? Because he's looking his way. And rookie quarterbacks love that security blanket. This kid is going to be a star. And I think you need to jump on this kid now. I love the Bears today. I mean, with Jackson out, I don't see them putting up a fight. And their defense is atrocious against the pass. Atrocious. So to me, the Bears at home, coming off a bye, they should have won that game in Pittsburgh. The refs kind of really screwed them, let's be honest. I love the Bears today, even though the point spread has gone down.
So
you went out.
Go ahead, Matt. First, and I'll ask a question.
I'm right with Brother Ray. Not only are they atrocious against the pass, they're the worst against the tight end. So that makes a statement for Cole Kmet. I think that Bears win this game. It's more on the easy side. Feel good with taking the Bears over the Ravens. I don't see the Ravens can't run the ball. Lamar Jackson has been like 80% of their offense. He's not there today, folks. They don't know what to do without him. It's his
No
big
Hollywood, no Hollywood Brown either.
All right, so check this out, right? So the Bears are coming together. Like, this is a moment for them, right? This and they had a week to just say to Justin Fields, what plays do you like? What plays are you comfortable with? Which ones would you like to run? And Kev, even if they took that playbook from like this and it's now this for this week,
Oh yeah,
it doesn't matter because those are all good plays that he knows. So
Yeah.
I think that this game is going to be a game unto itself, opposite than the rest of the season, because they actually had a bye week to get this rookie kid and find out what he likes to throw.
Yeah.
But I think just this game alone is a lock that Chicago wins outright.
yeah, and I hope I hope you guys are right. But one thing we're not considering is the Nagy factor. He is dumb enough that he may not have changed anything during the bye week. If he hasn't, then they should he should be like fired on the spot at the end of today. If they do the same things they've been doing up to this week, and they lose to Baltimore without Lamar Jackson, he should be just escorted out of the building. Just take his keys and walk him out.
Agreed.
All right, so we're all with Chicago, right?
Yep.
Scary morning.
Going on to Philadelphia, my favorite city, my favorite team. It's the Saints playing the Eagles. The Eagles are favored by 3. The over-under is 42. Brother Ray, what do you think?
You know, the Eagles, interesting. They're an interesting team right now, too, because Sirianni has completely gone to the run. He's been using – I mean, Sanders is back today, so it's going to be interesting how he tries to fit him in there. I mean, Scott and Howard have been lights out. So are you going to force Miles Sanders in there and just screw things up? Or are you going to keep with what's been working for them? Now, they're playing the Saints, and I do think the Saints will stop the run. That is the key thing for me today, is that they're not going to be able to run the ball all over the Saints today, even though they're at home. They're finally using Devonta Smith. They're finally throwing the ball to him, and Hurts has looked a little bit better. At least he's throwing to the open receiver. But I think if the Saints stop the run today, and I think they will, I like the Saints today, even without Alvin Kamara. I think Ingram will be enough to balance that team. The Eagles have been playing well, but I will take the Saints on the road.
All right, Kev.
I hate to say it, but I completely agree with everything Brother Ray said. Philly's got the run game going of late. Their offense has actually been very effective, both running and passing, and I think because of how heavy they've been running it. But I think New Orleans has the number 1 run defense in the league. So how Philly fares against them could be a totally different story. And that said, somehow, and I keep looking this up, and I don't know how it works, but somehow New Orleans keeps scoring points without any skilled players on offense. It's crazy. And they don't have Kamara again, but they'll probably put up 25. Probably win, 25-17, 25-21, something, or 26, something like that. And I'll go with New Orleans, and I'll take the points, and I will go with the over.
Matt?
We all know that the Saints are going to stop the run. If the Saints didn't have Marcus Lattimore to cover Devontae Smith, I might feel different because you guys know how I like Philly. It's the Saints. Saints win this game.
Yeah.
Frightening.
Here's the thing. Like you guys already know that I'm going to go against the Eagles. It's odd because
This is frightening.
so home. It's technically considered a pick because they're only favored by 3. I think the Saints are a better team. Go with the Saints in the over.
Scary.
Moving on to the next game, guys. Houston goes to Tennessee. Tennessee is favored by 10.5. The over under is 44.5. I want to go first on this one. That 10.5 isn't high enough. That 10.5 is to scare you. It's to make you say, "Wow, that's more than 2 scores." You know what I mean? That's more than a 2-score win. Houston's horrible, and Tennessee can score points, play defense. They're 8-2. At what point are we gonna notice them? 10.5 is an easy spread at home. Take Tennessee over 10.5. Oh, and I want the under on 44.5. Matt.
This is going to be where I go against the grain right here. I am going to take that 10.5 with Houston. Is there any reason? It's like the Jaguar pick against the Bills a few weeks back. There's got to be a time where, people are probably putting them Tennessee teasing them down underneath the touchdown. This is going to be a lot closer game. Divisional rival. Houston's got really nothing to play for. They're putting in Foreman, who's got a little revenge factor against his old team. I still think Tennessee has an awful defense, 32nd in the league, worse than the Texans. Give me Houston. What's the over-under at?
44 and a half. 44 and a half.
Give me the over.
Kev?
See, this is a really tough one because the points seem really big, and I keep going against Tennessee. I don't think they're real. And King, like we said, when are we going to recognize them? They're like the Jazz of last year in basketball. When are we going to actually pay some attention that they're like steamrolling the regular season? All that said,
hottest team in the league right now. They won 6 straight.
Yeah, exactly, and we're still going against them because M1. I had Houston plus the points already. I bet Houston plus 10.5 already. Yep. And the only reason I have for doing it is I'm like, okay, well, 10.5 is a big number. Tennessee's probably due for a letdown, which hasn't happened yet. Tyrod Taylor is playing quarterback, so Houston's offense should at least be functional. Blah blah blah. But I'm not very confident in this game. But I already bet Houston, so I'm going to stick with it. So I'm going to go Houston, and I'm going to go under.
Brother Ray, you're picking. Also, if you want to answer this question, there, Brother Ray.
To be honest with you, I would probably go with Daniel Jones.
All right, Ray. Now, what are your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I mean, again, this looks too good to be true. Just the matchups and the variables. Deonta Foreman is going to get the rock today. There is a revenge factor when he tore his Achilles and tried to come back. He was in the coach's doghouse and they caught him. He's been saying it's not a revenge factor, but Vrabel is going to feed him today. So player props for 40 yards, you can get plus points with him today. Jump all over Deonta Foreman today as far as a player prop. What's not to like with Tennessee at home? I think they're going to win by 20. Houston, they just don't have the horses on both sides of the ball. They're awful against the run. How can you not like Tennessee? I love Tennessee in this game, but I'm going to go with the under because I don't see Houston putting up much of a fight.
All right, we split 2-2. Let's go to Minnesota. Green Bay is favored by 1 at Minnesota. The over-under is 47. Matt?
I hate this spread, right? Because Green Bay is probably playing the best ball in all of the NFC. Their defense, as of late, has been lights out, but they're going up against the juggernaut in the Vikings. But Dalvin Cook has not really been anything to write home about. Give me Green Bay. What's the over/under on this?
47. 47.
They expect a lot of points. I'd probably go over with this because I do think it's going to be a good game. It could end up being a push too. I mean, it's a pick 'em. If it was a 3, it would be a push. But I can honestly see this game going either way. But give me the over in Green Bay.
Right.
Yeah, you know what? I've been taking Minnesota all year. Especially when they get the point, because I think they're underrated. That's why, as Matt said, this spread, I don't like it at all. I feel like they should be getting more points, especially if you look at their records. So that gives you a little bit of pause. But Zim just doesn't have it as a coach. I think it's time that they need to get rid of him. And their defense just gives up too many points. They'll put up a good fight, and then they give up too many points. Green Bay's defense has been consistent, and they have been very, very good lately. So, you got Dillon in there. I think he's going to have a good game. I don't think they miss a beat with him. A good player prop for Dillon, though, would be in receiving yardage. I think they're going to use him a lot. He'd be a good bet to get over 40 yards receiving today. And I think you can get good odds on that. I'm going to take Green Bay, and I'm going to take the over. I think the better coach wins this game today.
So, Kev, here's the thing. First off, I heard the new Ghostbusters movie is phenomenal.
That cannot be true.
it's all about little kids, so it can be true. They went back and made it about like the kids of the original Ghostbusters, and they meet and then they form it, whatever. And I guess there's a cameo by Bill Murray and all those guys. So everyone I've heard that saw it is like, it's so awesome. Like, you got to go because it's like old school Ghostbusters. But Kev, your thoughts on this game?
I don't think I can get past that. You just said the new Ghostbusters movie is supposed to be amazing. It has one of the worst previews I've ever seen. On the basketball show a week and a half ago, Coach TJ was singing the praises of the Clifford movie. Like, do you guys see adult movies?
Kev, the Clifford movie, don't get me started again with Clifford. Like, the movie itself, I could have wrote the script. He's going to go someplace, Kev.
He's too big.
Too big.
Anyway, go see Dune. You want something like a real good movie? Go see Dune. Absolutely unbelievable. Anyway, this game. Now, you guys know that I can't pick Minnesota. So the 1 week, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna like not overthink it. I'm gonna just look at the two teams. I'm gonna forget that they're Minnesota and one team is Green Bay, and I'm just gonna look at the teams. If you do that and you look at the schedule, the scores of the games, and all the close ones that one team lost, and a couple of lucky teams that one team won, you'd probably say if you didn't know Green Bay was Green Bay and Minnesota was Minnesota, you'd pick Green Bay. So this time I'm like, you know what? The hell with it. I'm going Minnesota because I think they're about even teams. It's in Minnesota. Minnesota is one of the few teams that still has a home field advantage. I think the Green Bay offense is going to be limited without Aaron Jones. I think their passing offense is predictable. I think Minnesota's offense, you know how it works. Dalvin Cook plus
hold on,
receivers.
Kevin. Before you jump off the ship, Minnesota lost at home to Cooper Rush.
This is what see, M1. This is what I'm saying. Like, I can't figure them out, so I flipped my normal thought process to hopefully get it right. And Brother Ray already went against me. So
there's something about this spread that tells me Minnesota wins this game. Everyone's gonna put their money on Green Bay.
Yeah. No, go ahead. So it's on you. I'm going Minnesota. I'm going the over, and I also teased. I bet Minnesota money line. So plus odds, and I bet Minnesota Seattle teaser.
Matt, your thought?
I already commented. I think it's going to be Green Bay, but this spread scares the crap out of me.
So I'm going with Minnesota because Minnesota is a good team, and they always play. It's in the same division. I like Minnesota at home. I'm going to go over on 47. Next game, Cincy goes to Vegas. Cincy's favored by 1.5. The over-under I have is 50.5. Kev, who do you like?
See, this is like another tough one because if it weren't for the John Gruden stuff and the Ruggs stuff and the other guy who's saying stupid stuff about killing people that Vegas had to get rid of, I'd be all over Vegas. I think they're pretty much equal teams, but the only problem is the Cincinnati offense is so good, and we didn't hit Kansas City yet, but the Vegas defense that Kansas City smoked, Cincinnati is going to probably be able to smoke that defense the same way. The cover 3 doesn't work against teams with that like as much offensive talent as a Cincinnati or Kansas City, especially when you don't have enough talent to do it. So I'm going to go with Cincinnati. I also think the chaos in Vegas has taken its toll, but I'm going to go Cincinnati. I'm going to go over, and I also bet the Cincinnati team total over at 24.5.
All right, Matt.
I got Cincy, and I agree with everything that Kevin just said. I feel like Vegas is kind of hanging on by a thread. They don't really have enough to match wits with Cincinnati. Right now, Joe Burrow is on fire. If you go look at his card, he had one bad game last week, and I think he's easily ready for a bounce back.
All
right. Ray?
Yeah, I mean, I have to be in agreement here. You got to love Cincinnati coming off a bye. Like, you have to love that team, that coaching staff. I think they'll have balance. I think Mixon, will have a good day. And that's where the Las Vegas team is really weak against the run. So I think they'll try and do that to kind of slow down that pass rush because their pass rush is good. But they have all their weapons. What's not to like? Vegas really doesn't have a home field advantage. At least they haven't showed it this year anyway.
They'll never have one. that is the ultimate transient city. You don't get worse than that. People in Vegas, like 3 days, they get hammered.
Let's go catch the game.
They fool around with a prostitute. I'm sorry. Then they go to a game. It's like, wow, what happened? You know what I mean? So
yeah, Vegas in the over.
Yeah, and prostitutes. So
I mean, not Vegas.
Vegas.
In the over.
Okay.
Cincy in the over.
Kev, to you.
I did already. Cincy in the over.
Matt, to you.
Since he's over, I already did it. King, wake up.
No, you know this? I'm going back around because I'm trying to figure this out. I like Cincy in the over. So it doesn't make sense to me right now what we're picking. like the computer might blow up. We've agreed so many times, I don't know what to call us anymore. All right. Right. All right. Arizona at Seattle. Seattle's favored by 3. Over under is 45.5. Ray, who's playing quarterback for Arizona?
It doesn't look like it's going to be Kyler Murray, especially before the bye week. There's no way that they're going to do that. So I think McCoy, who practiced on Friday, he did get a full practice. So McCoy will be the quarterback. I don't know. In this game, Seattle looked really bad last week, and I think that was a concern for everybody. The offense completely stymied. I don't think anyone expected that. Carson out for the year. Told you, genius. I told you that was going to happen.
They did it? They announced it?
Yeah, he had surgery to end the season, and there were whispers of that earlier in the year. I dropped in every single league that I had. So he's out. Alex Collins will play. I like Seattle today. I think Arizona is almost bracing to lose this game. The Seahawks haven't been playing well, but I think you give Wilson a second week with that offense, with the 2 receivers, and Gerald Everett playing better. I'm going to take Seattle in this.
All right, we get a couple games to go through. So let's Kev, you.
I'll go fast. Same thing as Brother Ray. I like Seattle. I think Russell Wilson's first game back from injury was just ugly because it was his first game back. I'm not going to get suckered again by Arizona with Colt McCoy, so I'm going Seattle.
Matt?
I'm going with Arizona. I think that there's something wrong with Russell Wilson's hand. I think that they've got 0 points on the board for a reason, and I think that defense will be the factor in this one, and it doesn't matter who's playing quarterback for Arizona. So give me the under in Zona.
I'm going to go with Seattle and the under. I just don't like Colt McCoy. I have never liked Colt McCoy. So
you'll like him against the Seattle defense.
I like Seattle and the under. All right, Dallas. Kev goes to KC. KC's favored by 2.5 at home. Over under is 55.5. What do you think?
Okay, so this is what I was kind of alluding to a little bit earlier. So the way teams have the blueprint for and I hate using that word blueprint, but the way teams have been slowing down Kansas City this year is playing like a too high safety defense, and like so that it forces them to go underneath, short pass, long sustained drives. Andy Reid doesn't like doing that. Patrick Mahomes is on the record in an interview saying he doesn't like those disciplined long drives. He likes quick strike. So that's why teams are playing them that way. Now, the Dallas defense has been playing well this year. A lot of turnovers. Micah Parsons, defensive rookie of the year, is playing great. He's able to get pressure. He's able to play as a linebacker. But Dan Quinn is a cover 3 guy, not a too high safety guy. And the question is, this game is going to come down to, is Dan Quinn going to adapt and adjust and change the Cowboys defense, and do they have the personnel to do that? I think the answer to the first question is maybe, and the answer to the second question is no. They don't have the safeties to play that kind of defense. So I hate to say it, but I am going to go Kansas City, and I'm going to lean, and I'm going to go over.
Right.
Yep, Kansas City the over. Kansas City, they've woken up. That defense is playing better. They do this every year, by the way, guys. They have a defensive meltdown. They have a couple of team meetings. They have a couple, come to Jesus meetings, and then they completely change their attitude. You're seeing it now. I love Kansas City today and the over.
Tough game to pick. I'm going with Dallas. I think it's going to be Dallas in the over. No Amari Cooper. He's going to be gone for a few weeks. Dallas Schultz is probably another good pickup for DFS. Give me Dallas, who I think's got the better defense, and they are going to be able to exploit that KC defense that we've seen is exploitable.
Prop bet today, guys. Cedric Wilson. Put the money on him. He's going to be playing the slot. CD is going to go to the outside. CD does not do well on the outside. Everyone's going to jump on Lamb today. Cedric Wilson's going to be the leading receiver out of the slot. He's going to have 100 yards and a touchdown. Put money on it.
So I think this is actually an easy game to pick, and I'll tell you why. Because I think the Chiefs are the real deal. Like, they're doing exactly what you just said. They're starting to turn that corner. They are that type of team. They come from behind. They start late, whatever you want to call it, right? And I don't believe deep in my heart that Dallas is legit, that they're the real deal. I think there's a lot of holes, a lot of mental problems there, but they're not. Like, they're not going to hold up against better teams. So I see Kansas City winning -2.5, and I'll take the over.
I agree with all that. I agree with everything everyone said. The one thing I do want to say is, let's not get too crazy about Kansas City. They had one good week last week. This is like recency bias. How they smoked the Raiders, who again played a different defense than everyone else plays against them. So if Kansas City falls flat today, don't be completely surprised. But like I said, I'm going with them, and I don't believe in McCarthy. You guys know I'm like I have like a fear against going all in with the Cowboys because of what they do every season. But Reed and McCarthy are probably the two biggest sort of lovable loser coaches that actually have Super Bowls out there. So this should be a fun game.
Matt, Pittsburgh's going to the Chargers. The Chargers are favored by 6. The over-under is 47.5. Do we know who's playing quarterback for Pitt?
Roethlisberger.
Yeah, he's all set to go. All right.
Yep.
Matt, who do you like?
Give me Pitt with the 6. I don't understand how it's that big of a spread. 5-3-1. They had a tie last week with the backup quarterback in there. Chargers haven't shown me anything to say that they can cover this spread. Give me, what's the over under?
47.5.
Under.
So, Brother Ray, the reason that I asked about the quarterback is that exact reason. Why is it 6? Like, I don't know. I don't see that much separation between these two teams. What do you think?
I love Pittsburgh getting the 6. I don't care where they're playing this game. Again, it's not like the Chargers have a home field advantage there in Los Angeles. This is the time of year where Pittsburgh does what they usually do, and makes the playoffs. They find a way. I like the running attack. I like the way the defense is playing. I love Pittsburgh getting 6. It looks like a trap, but I love them getting 6. The Chargers do not impress me. That coach does not impress me. I love Herbert, but that's about it.
Yep.
Kev?
Yeah, it's a tough game because a game in LA, especially so LA Chargers don't have a great home field anyway, but Pittsburgh fans travel. So it's going to be like a Steelers home crowd. I bet the crowd will be 60 to 70% Steelers fans, which is insane to think for a road game all the way across the country, which is what it'll be. That said, I hate the Pittsburgh offense. Big Ben is back this week. He was, he's obviously on the COVID list the week. He missed last week. He flew on a separate plane for COVID protocols, whatever, all that stuff. I think T.J. Watt is hurt. Their starting safety is hurt. Joe Hayden is hurt. So all that said, I'm going to go against the grain here. I'm going to go Chargers, and I'm going to go over.
I am going to take the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I'm going to take the under. Last game, Monday night game, New York Football Giants at Tampa Bay. I want to start this off. So, Daniel Jones had a stretch of like eight touchdowns and 2 interceptions when like he had protection and he had like wide receivers. Okay, so I don't know if they're going to keep him, but they should, and I don't think they get it. Right, that's 1. 2, Jason Garrett called out Gettleman this week about the offensive line. Like, you knew the offensive line stunk when you got here there, you redheaded jerk. Like, I'm like, what are you talking about? He's such an awful person, Jason Garrett. And then, all right, another thing is Leonard Williams, they're saying, like, oh, he's having an off season. They asked him why. Reason 1 is he's being used in, like, 10% more of the defensive plays. And number 2, he actually said, I miss what's-his-face in the middle. And that's exactly what I said. He's like, he gets more tired now in the fourth quarter because he doesn't have Tomlinson to keep smashing people in front of him.
You called that in the preseason.
I know,
You said that was going to be the case.
It's stupid. And then lastly on the Giants, I'll just say Xavier McKinney was another one of those safeties that they got in the second round that should have been in the first round. He's got 4 interceptions this year, 5 on his career. What's his face from the Seahawks? The great safety just scored a touchdown last year. Yeah, last week. I mean, and it was like what, his second of all time, third of all time,
tied with Vince Wilfork.
Yeah, and McKinney's got 4 this year as a second-year player. So I like the Giants. Needless to say, I don't know if they're going to win. They could. They do beat Brady. I don't know if you guys know about history, if you read anything in historic, but they do beat Brady all the time, right? And they know how. I think the Bucs win the game. I think it's over 50. I think the Giants score a bunch of points, but I'll take the Giants plus 11 and the over. And Ray, who's the leading receiver you think on the Giants? You had a guess. I'll look it up. Oh, yeah, right. You mute yourself. You mute yourself. There you go.
Yeah, I got some yard work outside.
All right.
Are you talking about Monday or right now for the season?
Yeah, for the season. Who's the Giants' leading receiver without looking it up?
John Ross?
Nope. I'll tell you this. He's only played in 43% of the offensive plays this year.
Galladay?
It's got to be Galladay.
No.
The rookie.
Conley?
The rookie,
Tony?
Darius Toney leads the team in reception yards, and they barely play this kid. You put him in the game, he catches the ball, he does this wiggle swig thing, smashes somebody, gets like 7 yards. And they don't play him because Garrett Kev is the worst. What do you like?
Okay. You should go back and listen to all my comments about Garrett the entire season. When they drafted Tony, I said that verbatim. I said Garrett doesn't have the imagination on offense to actually utilize a Kadarius Toney. I said that. I said he's awful. I said all this stuff, and I can't believe he's there for a second season. Anyway, all that said, 10 is a lot of points. Is that what it is now? 10 or 11?
11.
Yeah, 11 is a ton of points. I think I already bet the under. I'm pretty under 50. I think is a pretty good bet here. The Giants are so hard to predict because they might show up, they might score 21 points, they might lose 28-21.
Thomas is going to be back. They're going to have Andrew Thomas at left tackle.
Yeah, so
completely different.
So they could keep it competitive. Last season, if everyone remembers, Giants had a game where they should have beat Tampa Bay. Remember, like they had it like a play towards the end zone. When his time was running out, and they lost a close one to Tampa. I believe that was last season.
Yep.
So yeah. So all that said, and then on the other side of it, the only thing people can say about the other side of it is Tampa Bay has been embarrassed. Tampa Bay needs to get right game. Tampa Bay needs to slap somebody around, and so they think that team is going to be the Giants. I'm gonna go against my instincts a little bit, and I'm gonna say the Giants don't accept the beating. The Giants are gonna put up a fight. 11 is a lot, and I'm gonna go New York under.
Ray to you.
All right, I'm going to lay this on you right now. I'm putting all my chips in the middle of the table, and you're going to probably want me to get drug tested after I say this. Probably a good chance. But for the first time all year, the Giants will have the closest semblance to an entire offense on Monday night. They'll have Galladay. They'll have Toney. They'll have Slade and Shepard still out. They'll have Ingram. Barkley may or may not play. I think the New York Football Giants win out. I think they win their remaining schedule, and I love them on Monday night.
They do have a great schedule coming up, and Kevin, he's making a little bit of sense. Wait, listen to me. They've always played Brady close. They just do. And if they just break out on offense, they give Daniel Jones time. There's some decent athletes around him, so he's going to be a fight. I don't know if they win, but it's going to be a fight. Matt?
Wait, Brother Ray.
I hate that Brother Ray stole my thunder because I actually think the Giants could win this game outright too, and I think they do. There's no – I said it last week when they were playing the inboxes. They have no right to be giving anybody double-digit points, and the Giants cover this spread. And not only do they cover it, they could win this game. I think they might.
Kev, thoughts?
No, I already said mine. But Brother Ray, blink twice if King Michael has a suicide vest tied around you in a remote controller. Yeah. The Giants are going to win out. Win out.
Yes, they're going to win out.
All right, I'm going to do a quick review, guys. Cleveland, we all agreed on. Frisco, we all agreed on. Indy, we all agreed on, right? Okay, you went
No,
Buffalo, but
Kevin took the Bills.
All right, 3-1. Miami, we agreed upon, right? Washington, we all agreed upon, right?
Yep.
Chicago, we're all with Chicago, right? All right. What is this? New Orleans. No, some of us split. Who took?
No, we all agreed on the Saints.
All right, all on the Saints. Tennessee. We all took Tennessee.
Nope.
No, we split.
Me and Kevin took Houston.
All right, so there's a split on that one. Minnesota. Someone took Green Bay.
We split on them too. Me and Ray took Green Bay.
Cincy.
We all agreed upon.
We all agreed upon, right? No one took Vegas. Seattle.
I'm the lone wolf. I'm the lone wolf at Zona.
KC.
I'm the lone wolf for Dallas.
Pittsburgh.
Kevin's the lone wolf for the Chargers.
The G-Men. We agreed. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 picks that we can tell everybody to go with that we all agreed upon. All right, so before we I review those again, here's this question. This guy wants to know if he should keep Chris Carson long term.
Yeah, I already answered that. I would not keep Chris Carson in a dynasty league. He's had issues with his neck. Just had neck surgery for a running back. And it's not like he's an outstanding player or like an elite player. I would look somewhere else if I had Chris Carson on my dynasty team.
Hey, Brother Ray, before we I review the 9 teams again, what are your thoughts on my season is over and corrupted? It's just done. So I signed for my bench a bunch of IR guys: Devonta Parker, Denzel Mims, Julio Jones, Will Fuller, DJ Shark, Deshaun Watson. I had Travis Etienne, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Like, do you think that's a smart move?
Yeah, you're not going to make the playoffs, so why keep players that you're going to drop anyway? If you can get someone that you may potentially keep, it's worth the gamble. I mean, absolutely. I mean, that's the time of year that we're in right now. If you're not going to make the playoffs, then and you're in a keeper league, you want to set yourself up for next year. So yeah, like trading away players and stuff like that. Whatever you can to make yourself stronger for next year. If this year's gone.
Ray, any other fantasy takes you want to drop before we start to wrap it up?
Yeah, I like Tannehill today. I like Tua. I think Justin Fields will have a decent day. A.J. Dillon, I think I talked about him. Love Deonta Foreman, Jeff Wilson. Nick Chubb, as M1 said, is going to go nuts. Smith today, I like Devonta. They're going to have to pass, so he's going to get the ball today. He will be a high-volume target. DeAndre Carter, no one has picked him up. No one picks him up in leagues. 4 for 60 the last 2 weeks with a touchdown. I don't care about Curtis Samuel. This kid has made his name as the number 2 option in that offense. Talked about Cedric Wilson. When Cedric Wilson is in the slot, he produces. Tight end, I love Cole Kmet. I think going forward, he's a stud. I don't know why Tyler Conklin has not been picked up in the majority of leagues. Scored 2 touchdowns last week. It's going to be a shootout today. You know he's going to get the ball. He's getting the volume. And a sleeper tight end I really like, who's been coming on, hasn't really produced yet, but Adam Troutman from the Saints. You know how Peyton likes his tight ends. Jawan Johnson started out as the guy, but now this guy's getting 6 targets a game. Eventually, he's going to put it together. He's on the field all the time, and they're running attack. He's someone you need to look at because, as we know, if you could hit on a tight end right now, it's going to help you in the playoffs.
All right. To start to wrap this up, everyone that asks questions or stops by to say hi, we appreciate it. We would like you to hit the like button on the YouTube video and subscribe. We'd appreciate it. Kev, we get like 50 people that watch the show, and then no one hits the like button. And yet we answer all their questions.
Well, here's another
Hockenson
one.
or Arnold in PPR? Oh, wait, Matt, hold on, Matt. You're muted. Go ahead.
I absolutely love Dan Arnold. He's tied with Travis Kelce in the last 5-6 weeks as number one targets for tight ends. Hockenson, I don't believe in. I think he's being left out. Go with Dan Arnold and love it.
Dan Arnold, home run. He's the number one target on that offense right now.
Yep.
So, okay. So please, Ryan, like and subscribe. We'd appreciate that. Kev.
We won't answer your questions again.
You know how we collect domain names?
Yep.
Well, and you know how the big reveal the other day was what? Metaverse?
Facebook to Meta.
Yeah. So we now have the Metaverse podcast.
I like that. Yeah.
That's how they want to do it.
God, I love this.
You can now type in the metapodcast.com. No, I'm sorry, the metaversepodcast.com.
That's
and you'll
great.
come right to our site.
He's the face that runs the place.
I love that.
Smart move there. That's like a pick of the day. All right. Here's our 9. If you want to bet with us, this is exactly what we want you to do. Cleveland, San Francisco, Indianapolis, Miami, Washington, Chicago, New Orleans, Cincinnati, and the Giants. Kev, maybe split them up there. Go 3-3-3. What do you think? So,
I'm gonna do all 9 as a parlay. Fuck that.
I'm going to do it too. I'm matching you, Kevin. I am too.
as well.
all right. What do we got for picks? What's our parlay? What do you guys got?
So the only thing I'll say for teasers, the sides I liked, I love New England on Thursday. I told you guys that on Thursday. So they were part of. I got teasers with New England, Buffalo, and Dallas. I think Buffalo and Dallas are great teasers, teaser legs because the game against Kansas City. Even if I think 3 of us were on KC, I'm always on Dallas. But even if you don't like Dallas to win, getting them at plus 8.5. Probably pretty good position to be in. And I liked other teasers I liked was Seattle. I think that getting that plus money is good. And I think that's in Minnesota. So those are the 4 or 5 teams that I liked using in various teaser legs.
Ray, got any bets?
Yeah, I mean, I like Cleveland, I like San Francisco, and I like Tennessee. I think they're all. I think if you can tease them and put some serious money on them, I like that bet a lot.
Matt? I mean, is he muted? Got to be it, right? Matt?
I'm going to echo what Brother Ray said. I love Cleveland. I love San Fran. And I'm going to go with Chicago. I think Chicago mops the floor with the Baltimore Ravens.
All right. So, guys, check this out. Think about what we picked for games. If you take the Colts with the money line, you take Washington with the money line, you take the Bears with the money line, the Saints money line, Steelers money line, Giants money line, 16 parlay, $10 wins you $6,467.
Wow.
That will be my underdog special of the week.
I like every one of them.
Those 6 teams to win outright, they could totally do it too. That's what the weirdest thing is about these 6: Colts, Washington, Chicago, New Orleans, Pitt, and the Giants. $10 gets you $6,467. Phenomenal. Last words, Ray.
Again, this is we're close to playoffs, guys. So this is a must-win for a lot of people. A lot of injuries today. So some of the guys we talked about, Tua, genius. If he's out there in that league and you need something,
Yeah, it wasn't.
I'd even look at Justin Fields too, because I think he's going to get the rushing yardage, and that can save an otherwise bad performance. But I think he'll have passing yardage, especially Nicole Kmet against a bad secondary.
All right, I'm gonna move over to Matt.
I'm ready to rock. Let's go. Good. Best of luck to everybody out there and listen to us. We've been knocking out the park like home run hitters big time every day.
All right. Hey, Kev, before your last words, tonight at 7 o'clock, 7:05, we have Legit Paranormal. We're welcoming paranormal investigator and AV geek Joe Raynone. Kev, another Italian. Something's going on, and I want to get to the bottom of this. But go ahead. What's your last word?
No, I just want to say, echo what Brother Ray said. This is a tough week for fantasy. This is when your season either comes together or falls apart. So many players are out. Like I lost Lamar going into today's game. It may shock you guys, but I was the guy who asked the question about Cam Baker, Fields, Daniel Jones, or Heineke. Figured I'd pick Brother Ray's brain for free. I know he offers an advice line for $4.50 a minute, which I'm not going to pay. So it's a tough week. You got to kind of pull your stuff together. But the other thing I want to say is it's interesting how many picks we were aligned on. And I don't know if that means we're coming together and we're going to have a monstrous week, or we're going to have a lot of explaining to do on the next show. And that's the last thing I want to leave it to you with, King. When is the next show? Because Thanksgiving is Thursday. We're going to, where do we go from here?
Here's what I can do, and maybe
Wednesday night.
No, well, it could, yeah. So, all right. I don't think anybody's going out for Wednesday night, right? It's not like oh, you are going to go out this year?
Of course.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not.
I'm only like late 40s.
Yeah, I know, but well, I mean, I got family dinner. They want to do the thing, all that stuff. I got that going on. But so we could do either Wednesday night or I would do early Thursday morning, and I'll tell you why. Because I always get up super early on Thursday on Thanksgiving. I get ready for the parade, which I watch at 9. I always look at a Sunday paper. I try to make it old school, so I can definitely bang out like a show at like 8 or 9 o'clock on the Thursday. So we'll talk about it. We'll announce the show. It'll either be Wednesday night or early Thursday morning. Even if one of us is gonna go, like just two of us, we'll get it out. We'll get the picks out. What else? Oh, again, I'm gonna repeat this. The metaversepodcast.com. If you type it in, it goes right to our website. When I saw that one was available, I actually started dancing. I was given one of these. Because, I mean, like, there's so many variations for the website title, right? Whatever he's going to do. But he plans on making this gigantic thing. So I'm like, all right, well, we'll take that and be the podcast versions of it. So here we go, guys. All right. So November 21st, 2021. For Master Dramas, Mr. Never Left. For the genius Kev, for Brother Ray, it's me, it's Mike Lebry, King Mike L. This was Legit Fantasy Football, brought to you by LegitPodcast.com. Remember, the YouTube channel is just youtube.com/C/Legit Podcast. Go make some money, guys. See you